all around us and not just in history books. We just need to look. There is one such person who is just 10 minutes away from where I live, Fire Captain Alma Lowry. In this interview, we learn about heroism through my conversations with Captain Lowry. As one of the few female leaders in the fire department, she is a role model and inspiration for girls like me. As she often says, if you can see her, you can be her. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Born and raised in San Diego. I went to Catholic school from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. After there, I went to a 4-year university on a swimming scholarship. So I swam at San Francisco State University. I'm married. My husband's a CHP sergeant. He works here in San Diego, and I have 3 boys. I think it helped having my lifeguard time, even my SeaWorld time, working at SeaWorld in education. But then also I was out here doing this for 22 years, and I've been a captain for 11 years now. Because I get pulled in so many different directions, but I also take phone calls from the public because my number is publicized on our website.
Even as a teenager, Alma Lowry enjoyed performing community services and helping people and animals. Now as a busy fire captain, her time management is super important. But even so, she found time to meet with me. In the next part, I ask about females in the fire department. So I learned about Kristen Crowley, and she's the first fire chief in LA.
She is.
She's cool. And
Yes.
she said, if you can see her, you can
be her. I say
right?
that all the time.
Right? And then I thought that was so inspiring.
I use that actually a lot. If you can see her, you can be her. But I also tell it to little boys too. If you can see him, you can be him. We only have one female fire captain right now, and that's me. We do have a female battalion chief and also a female deputy chief as well. We are approximately about 4.5% female right now with our department. We used to be, when I got hired in 2000, we were 11% female. So a lot of the ladies that were originally here, in 1974, they were hired and then fired. That was a very long saga. There were 2 Olympic athletes in that bunch, but they've since retired. But those ladies, they paved the way for us to come on. I have good stories. I have sad stories too. I had my first fire with one of my friends. It was amazing to see us come together as a team and to see all the steps put in process that you're taught in the academy. And then my academy coordinator, who was on Rescue 4, literally leapfrogged over my back inside the building. So they just started throwing pitch and furniture out the balcony. I mean, things were on fire. It was amazing how everything came together. But that sense of accomplishment and this is definitely what I want to do. But there's also sad stories too. You know, unfortunately, people that don't make it out of a fire, they're elderly and they can't make it to the door because they're not handicapped, but they're a little slower. Finding them at the doorway, and they're only 2 feet from the door, burnt. But there's also happy parts of my job where I really do get to help people and make a difference. Have I told my crew to stop the engine before when I see an elderly person cross the street? Yeah, I have. And I said, hey guys, go help them out. And we pull over, they hop out, they help them across the street. Because you know that light's gonna change and people don't pay attention. So I'm able as a captain to dictate things like that, but we make a difference in people's lives. Dogs we've pulled out of homes, turtles, fish.
Turtles?
Yeah. So
Do you really take cats out of trees?
we will put the aerial ladder up and pull that cat out, but if the cat gets up, it can get down.
Right.
So, yeah. I was involved in an accident actually on the freeway when I was an engineer, and my apparatus got rear-ended by a woman that fell asleep at the wheel at 70 miles an hour. That was a tough night for me because the reason I saved my crew that night is because the way I'm sorry, it's really hard for me to talk about it. The way I was parked, and the lady fell asleep and she had two little children in the back seat, and they weren't restrained properly. So they suffered some pretty serious injuries as well as the mom. So my rig hit me, but the way I parked and how I set both my brakes that night, that my apparatus only moved about 2 feet. I got hit, but I flew back and I landed on my back and I was fine. But my 2 firefighters that were up here at a car fire, all they saw was me go flying. The way I parked that rig at a diagonal, she was able to hit that back bumper and bounce off of us. And if I had parked straight, she would have grazed right by us and taken out myself, taken out my captain, taken out my firefighters up there. It just goes to show you never know what's going to happen. So those skills of having the wherewithal about you and always having your head on a swivel.
Yeah, you're great.
Oh, thank you.
I'm very inspired.
Well, thank you for choosing to do this kind of interview. I don't feel like a lot of people know what we do.
This reporter's interview is just a peek into the great things Captain Lowry and her firefighters do for our community. The next time you see firefighters, make sure to show your appreciation for all the things they do that we don't necessarily notice. I'm so glad to have met her, and I hope I can be like her. Cool, caring, and brave. Like she said, if you can see her, you can be her.